Let's talk back to school because, of course, kids still starting their school year, and there is growing concern about students not engaging in remote learning. So we decided to take a closer look at the state's laws around attendance. King 5's Natalie Swaby explains why Washington's rules stand out.
As students around the state start the school year with remote learning, it's been rough for some. Seattle Public Schools reports that half of the district's students are not logging into the system. This is what the district is calling a strong start week, with full instructional schedules beginning on Monday. When it comes to low attendance, Washington has this law requiring children between the ages of 8 and 18 to attend public, private, or home-based school regularly, with some exceptions. That law stands out when you look at this. In 2017, the National Center for Education Statistics posted the compulsory school attendance laws, and in every single state, the age of required school attendance was 5, 6, or 7. Washington and Pennsylvania were the only exceptions, listing 8 as the age. But Pennsylvania changed their law. Starting this year, students must attend school no later than age 6. Professor Kristen Missal is the director of the University of Washington's School Psychology program and also specializes in early education.
What really stood out to me about the state law is it does say that parents aren't required to send their kids until age 8. Is 8 too late?
Data from Head Start programs and other types of compensatory programs have shown to make a real difference in giving kids the boost they need, which suggests to me that 8 may be too late.
Missal says early academic experiences are critical.
We know that early gaps, particularly in reading and math development, that develop from kindergarten to 3rd grade, tend to persist and follow students on through their schooling experience.
The professor, a parent herself, says that's why attendance, even during this difficult time, is crucial.
Even though I fully recognize and appreciate the challenges with the way education is being delivered right now, it's still important, I would argue, for students to have an opportunity to engage in what the schools are offering.
In Seattle, Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.